All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another collaboration beer. This time between Hop Butcher for the World, and they are out of Chicago, Illinois, and Perennial Artisan Ales, and they are out of St. Louis, Missouri, and this is their Pneumatic Tube Room. So they're calling this one a Nectaron, Mosaic and El Dorado hopped IPA. Comes in at 6.75% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. And this can is approximately 2.5 months old. And I'm going to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to Hop Butcher for this beer. In the description, I will post a link to the beer mail video I did that contains all the goodies they hooked me up with. And this is the final beer of the box before last they sent my way. So I actually have 2 boxes of goodies from them after this final beer to get to, which is awesome. But I also apologize to Hop Butcher for not getting to this one sooner. They sent it to me quite fresh, but the channel went on a hiatus for about a month, a little bit, almost 5 weeks. And I was not drinking beer for about 6 or 7 weeks, almost 2 months. So this one got pushed to the side, unfortunately, but it's been kept cold the entire time. And I will say this, I've had a lot of Hop Butcher beers, 2.5 months to even 3 months old, and they've been quite delicious, a lot of them. So I'm hoping this one held up. Nectaron, Mosaic, and El Dorado, weird mixture of hops, but I'm here for it. So let's crack this one open and get into it. It's been a while since I've had a Hop Butcher Hazy, so I'm kind of excited. And Perennial, I really like Abraxas. I've had Abraxas, Barrel Age Abraxas. The one beer I reviewed from them on the channel was their, was it Coconut Voyage or something like that? It was a milk stout. With coconut. Not a lot of coconut, but it was a delicious beer. I reviewed that one like 3 years ago, and it was pretty fantastic. So really like what Perennial does. We'll see how this one comes out. So that has that classic Hop Butcher juice kind of look to it, a really milky kind of orange look, opaque, really can't see through it, super hazy, very turbid. Poured it a little, I didn't pour it super aggressively, but a little bit, has about a 3-finger of an off-white, kind of soap sudsy looking head. Looks nice though. Let's get a nose. It's citrus is blowing my palate away. Like, it is just rocking my palate. There is such a huge citrus tone to this. Holy shit. Sweet orange, almost like a candied lemon. There's a lot of grapefruit, like a ruby red. Like you sprayed some, and you sprinkled some, hopefully not spraying your sugar, but sprinkled some sugar onto a ruby red grapefruit, or even a white grapefruit. Maybe even a candied lemon lime as opposed to just a lemon. Underlying, like a white peach, like a, not a super, just a peach flavor or a peach character, not like a sweetness along with it. Yeah, peach, mango, but there's definitely a shit ton of citrus. Maybe a little hint of a berry from Mosaic, maybe, just a touch. A lot of times, and I've had this discussion with other beer tubers, but also other people in general, other beer lovers. For me, I used to get pretty much blueberry with Mosaic, right? Over the years, to me, it's kind of transitioned into like more of like a red berry or a nondescript red berry. Like, not like, a lot of times it just has a berry tone, but it's 100% not blueberry, and that's what I'm kind of getting here, like a nondescript red berry. But that citrus is leading the way. This smells 2.5 months old. This might be one of the best noses I've had on the channel for something almost 3 months old from a hop forward beer, honestly. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Hop Butcher. This beer is absolutely 100% a shining example of people. Listen, I used to be one of those people that if I didn't get a hop forward beer, I couldn't pick up a hop forward beer, less than a month old, I wouldn't buy it. Back in the day, that's how I used to be. It was a problem. That was like, hey man, if I see it and it's just over a month old, yeah, when am I going to get to drink it? Not anymore. Not from how breweries are using hops, and just a lot of places are keeping their beer cold, and it's kept cold the entire time, so it preserves the hops. This beer is a shining example of something that's approaching 3 months old, but tastes super fresh on the palate. So body mouthfeel, 6.7%, 6.75%. It has like a lower side of medium, approaching medium body, a little thin, but for a sub 7% IPA, I'm not expecting a super big, luscious body. The mouthfeel, it's nice. It's a little bit more effervescent and like spritzy on the palate. But I think that works with this because the flavors are so citrus heavy. It gives me that nice, refreshing kind of feeling, thirst quenching, where it's not like super pillowy, but it's really nice. I think that for what I'm drinking and the flavors, I think the body and mouthfeel actually play extremely well with them. The flavors, the taste carried over. Lots of zesty, slightly candied and slightly sweet, but more zesty citrus fruit. zesty orange and grapefruit, a little bit of that lemon lime candy, kind of almost like Skittle-esque type of thing, but again, not too sweet. It's be right at the tip of the tongue. Passes through that that white peach, a little bit of mango hits, and then right as it transitions into the back of the palate, I get this like, not a day, like a lot of times on the back, I haven't even looked at the tasting notes because again, when I get these beers, I no longer look at them. I wait to the end. With Mosaic, a lot of times they put dank berries on here. I'm not going to say dank berries. I'm getting this berry-esque, earthy, like floral thing, like a floral, or we'll say earthy berry. Yeah, it finishes moderately bitter, semi-dry. What I love about this is a sub 7% beer that not huge on sweetness, not huge on bitterness. It has a great balance between the two, which again, in this day and age is really rare. When you get hazies, a lot of times they lean sweet. A lot of times the bitterness can't match up to the sweetness. Therefore, you drink a single can, you're done. This I could session entire 4-pack. Can't really detect alcohol. I would guess this is like a 7 to 7.5% IPA, or they say 7.5% double IPA. I would guess in that range. This is drinking, I think, a little bigger than the ABV, not from a like alcohol standpoint, but I just think it has flavors that kind of, for me, approach a 7.5%, maybe even an 8% double IPA. So really well made. Yeah, this is a nice collaboration, real nice. It's not mind-blowing, but again, I'm drinking this almost 3 months old, 2.5 months old, just over 2.5 months old. It's fucking dynamite for what it is. So I have no problem giving Pneumatic Tube Room collaboration between Hop Butcher and Perennial. I'm gonna give that a low 4.25 and go 4.2 out of 5. I think that's a really fair score. Yeah, I like it a lot. Price and availability. I believe these are like 15, 16 bucks a 4-pack in the Chicago area. If you see this in distro, it might be like 18 to 20. Yeah, I've seen some, their single IPA show up here and they're around the same 18 to 20 bucks. I get out in distro, that's what you're gonna pay for them. But if I was in Chicago, this I mean, I buy Hop Butcher all the time for the price point. And availability, Hop Butcher's getting distro a lot of places. We're seeing drops here in the West New York area like every month or so. A lot of people can get their hands on them. If not, check out some online bottle shops. And if you live in and around the Chicago area, you can get your hands on them quite easily. Tasting notes. How am I supposed to read this? That's the one thing I'll say. I love the label. I love it. It's great. But man, that kind of like bluish, almost like Carolina blue on there, it's tough to read. So I can't even see the tasting notes. Juicy citrus. I'd say more zesty citrus. But yeah, I didn't say juicy because I don't think this is, again, it could be because of the age, but this doesn't have a lot of juice to me. To me, it's more zesty, a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of candied kind of sweetness, but not really juicy, but I'll allow it. Candied berry. Okay, I've seen, I don't know if they've ever used, they probably have used candied berry. I'd say more of like an earthier floral berry. That's where I would go with it, but berry for sure, but it's not that big. It's kind of like the third fruit note, I would say, after like the citrus and then the stone fruits, the peach and the mango. But yeah, that's fine. And then light floral. Okay, so what I would do is say floral berry and then like light candied or something like that, or light berry and candied floral. I don't know. I mean, I got the citrus, I got the berry, I got the floral, but like not to the degrees they're saying. Still, I think the tasting notes are fine. So not much more to say about this one. 4.2 out of 5. If you had this one before, let me know what you think about it. Really good beer. And the first Hop Butcher beer I've had in a couple months, and I'm really happy that it held up. But it's just such an easy drinking, really tasty beer. So again, if you've had this one before, let me know. Post in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it, because that's why I do this, the whole interaction. You tell me what you think about this if you've had it, and if not, then try to get your hands on it if they ever release it again. I don't know how often they re-release a lot of these collaborations. I don't know if they do, but this is one that I would love to see a re-release on. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by. Huge thanks to Hop Butcher again for this beer. Till the next one. Cheers.